Good morning guys, and welcome to Medellin in Colombia. We're about to go on a tour of the city, including Comuna 13, which used to be the most deadly and dangerous part of this city, and maybe even Colombia.
Hello, my name is Santiago. The city of Medellin only is divided into 16 districts. We are visiting the 13th, okay? So in our recent history, in the last 30 years, this comuna has suffered a lot of violence. We're going to see how these people, this community, has overcome the past with art, with culture, with the sports, with education.
So we've arrived in Comuna 13. We've met up with this guy Wei, who he is part of a community, like a hip-hop community where they do graffiti art and DJing and breakdancing and rap, and he's been involved with a lot of this artwork, which has really transformed this whole community. Like I said, once was the most dangerous part of the city and maybe Colombia, and now it is this hustling, bustling spot for tourists to come and see the artwork. He said there's been it was a slow process of social leaders in the community really just seeing a transformation here, and he was also saying this has been a really great way to share their stories and the history of this place and what's been going on. So this is a famous popsicle place on the way up to the top of the Comuna. Is it good? Is it mango? Pineapple?
I think it's pineapple.
What do you think, Tara?
So good.
Yeah.
You dip it?
Ah, gracias.
Squeeze, 3 de clase, squeezes.
Oh. I have the popsicle. Whoa, it's already got salt in. Oh, that's cool. Salty. I bet, foam freeze. So I was just asking whether the locals get annoyed with the amount of tourists here, because we've already seen like 2 huge groups. Obviously tourists walking in and out of this neighborhood could be annoying, but apparently, like, compared to what it was like here before, where people were living in fear, apparently there's a lot of shame around living here. People didn't want to come here. They said it's worth the sacrifice of their privacy and, you know, having tons of people here all the time for, I guess, the pride they have now living here. And also there's just so much business that's flooded into this area because we come here, you want to eat popsicles, I'm trying to find a coffee, like there's all these amazing places to eat. So a lot of the local economy has really been boosted. And I think that's why it's so important to when you are a tourist to go to local places and kind of buy things from locals, because that just is a massive way for wealth distribution to happen, for us to support developing countries and areas like this. And I just found out behind us this famous popsicle place now. On a good day, they're selling like 2,000 of these popsicles and probably profiting like $1 per one. So that's like $2,000 a day, which is insane. Like, think how cool that is from a place which was really, really poor. Like, this is, I think, compared to like places in Brazil I've been to, like a favela or a slum, and it just seems really alive and flourishing right now. So this is just so cool. We are traveling up into Comuna 13 further on these escalators, and apparently these were the first public escalators in South America. There's 6 sections of them, and they were completed in 2012, and I think it was an amazing sign of the government investing in this area to give back after a lot of the horrific stuff that happened here, which we're just about to learn more about. But yeah, this is cool. And also, if you're lazy and don't want to walk up steps, it's also good.
The neighborhood was ruled by the gangs, by the guerrilla members. There were the helicopters flying over the neighborhood, shooting down with big bullets. There are no records, right? Not official records of how many people was killed or murdered or kidnapped or disappeared from this. Because recently, this year, the state is forcing the city of Medellin to declare what happened, what truly happened here. In this phase, we are seeing, this is the Pachamama. It was painted by Chota, a local artist. It's showing the sadness and the fear and the darkness of the military operations and all the gangs war that happened here. But at the same time, if you see the eyes, you will see hope. How there is hope with the greenery, with the musical note and the color. And now, up there, we can tell an organized and colorful neighborhood. And this is what we are living today, a colorful neighborhood that is overcoming the past thanks to art, thanks to color, thanks to music, thanks to dancing.
So the graffiti artist that painted this mural that we just looked at, and there's this incredible story behind, he actually has his studios and a coffee shop he runs here, right by the mural. So we're going to go in, taste the coffee, have a little look around. This is the artist's name, Chota. If you want to check him out on Instagram, Chota13. Mucho gracias. Gonna try this coffee. Oh, that's great coffee. Check this dude out as well behind me. We're walking up some of these more narrow staircases now. There's loads of kind of like tiny narrow walkways and passages, and they describe this whole area as kind of like mapped out like a labyrinth. It's really hard to find your way around.
I was just talking to Tara that even though there's so many tourists here, there's such like a community feel. You can really just feel the locals and their spirit, and oh, it's amazing. There's so much life here and color, obviously, but oh, it's amazing.
There's a lot of military here, just I guess just protecting the area and keeping it safe. Gracias. We've almost reached the top of Comuna 13. There's still amazing artwork with incredible stories all over the walls. People performing.
There is no problem that there isn't a solution with an avocado.
It's the answer to all the world's problems. Guys, look at this puppy I found. Look at this cute puppy. Okay, see you later, puppy. Where are we heading now?
We're going to his house.
Yeah.
Way's house, which is like the cultural artist house.
Sick.
And he said we're gonna like, I think we're gonna like dance and do graffiti things. I don't know.
Just arrived at this cultural centre, an artist's cultural centre. Ooh, cafe.
This is a pop-up shop where different artists, part of it, can put their like some of their clothing, some of their merch here. So it's like different artists.
Sweet. I like this. Good message. Way, who's been our tour guide today, works out of here. They do kind of training, they do music, dance workshops, art workshops, everything, and they're using this as a resource, and they fund it by using a percentage of the money they earn, like he has today taking us on a tour, so through tourism, and he gives a percentage to this community project, which then resources him and other artists to continue their passion and creativity and the great work that they're doing.
De mi corazón siento nostalgia, una extraña sensación como añoranza en la distancia que se interpone, que regresaré bien se supone.
Okay, now Esteban, can you rap that in English?
Yeah, he said.
We're gonna have a go at doing some graffiti artwork now.
The tour has ended. He said, we hope you had fun, all that good stuff. At the end he says, you know, the big thing the big takeaway, if I can ask you to do one thing, is just tell more people. And then he smiled, he's like, well, you guys are doing exactly that by like filming. So he's like, thanks.
Woo! Gracias. We have arrived out for dinner in Medellin. It's been just such an incredible day exploring Comuna 13. It's just filled with hope to see an area like that was notorious for how violent it was, how dangerous it was, and they've gone through this complete renewal and just pulled together where they had just so much horrific stuff happen, and then to, I guess, transform their whole community there with help from the government that started supporting them and giving back, despite all the violent history and the stuff that had happened there. To see people just start afresh and transform where they lived, it was just so good to see, and it's so exciting and such an inspiration for other places around the world that are currently, I guess, in just horrific circumstances, to then know that there can be this transformation. Like I've said before in the previous couple of videos, this is going to be included on the Live the Adventure and FTLO joint trip that we're going to be running. So if you want to come along, if you want to experience Colombia, especially Medellin and Comuna 13, click below. There's limited spaces on the trip, so go check that out. And I'd love to know in the comments below if you know of any other areas in the world where there's been transformation through art in a similar way. I'd love to learn about those places and possibly visit. And I'll catch you next time. Peace out, enjoy life, and live the adventure. Boom.